An idea I saw bouncing around Twitter a while back that really got me thinking, and I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it as well, is the concept of unlimited supercharging being an option someone could buy within the Tesla upgrade section on their app. So currently there's things like autopilot or full self-driving or even an acceleration boost for some people with the Tesla app who want to, via over-the-air updates, add functionality to their car. And I know it seems a little bit backwards that you would pay a bunch of money up front to have unlimited supercharging, and this I do think does have some potential if it's priced correctly. Though of course, I want to talk about the pros and cons in today's video. So, the general concept is that someone out there who spends a whole lot of time driving on the road and would more than likely be using Tesla superchargers to recharge their Tesla on those great trips, maybe for work-related reasons, or they just like going on the road all the time, having an option for the Model 3 and Y, which do not come with free unlimited supercharging, unlike the Model S and X, which are way more expensive. Could there be a way for you to pay a bunch of money up front so that in the long run you actually end up saving money on supercharging? So based on the fact that Tesla supercharging actually isn't super expensive, you know, it really wouldn't be that big of a bill if you were just supercharging occasionally like most people, but if someone was on the road a lot, having a one-time upfront cost could result in Tesla netting some of that profit in the short term and maybe losing out on profit in the long term. In the times Tesla's facing right now, that might not be such a bad idea. It's kind of like the idea of having a, fly anywhere pass, which airlines have tried in the past and had to quickly stop doing because they realized how much money they were losing on it. And that could potentially happen if someone bought unlimited supercharging through the app and just decided that they were going to keep using supercharging miles as long as possible. So my point is, it would have to be at a higher price. So because the Model S and X are so much lower volume vehicles, not that many people are buying them, Tesla doesn't mind that they get free supercharging for the life of the vehicle because they collect so much profit up front when someone initially buys that car. So what we're talking about here is essentially bringing that upfront profit as an optional purchase for those who buy Model 3 and Model Y and say, hey, maybe just for the peace of mind, maybe you just don't want to think about having to pay for supercharging when you stop. So you spend a lot of money up front, say maybe something like 10 grand or more, and then you have unlimited supercharging for the rest of the life of that vehicle. In the long term, if you supercharge a lot and you are on road trips and putting a lot of miles on your car, yeah, actually Tesla might start to lose money on that, but you'd have to do a lot of miles on the vehicle. And in that process, maybe Tesla can be convinced that you're going to come back and enjoy those miles with your Tesla and want to come back and buy another vehicle from them and not go to another brand. So in the long term, it may seem like a financial loss for Tesla to sell a package that allows someone to spend a fixed upfront cost and then they don't have to worry about the cost of supercharging for the rest of their vehicle's life, but in the long term might increase brand loyalty, which is kind of what I think they're doing with the Model S and X, because those are definitely higher priced vehicles, but Tesla doesn't seem to mind that people who buy them get to have free supercharging for the life of the car. And I think it's fair to say Tesla doesn't really see supercharging as, their primary source of revenue. There's a lot of potential for them to make money there, but it's not necessarily something that's going to be their bread and butter in the long term. That ultimately comes back to battery packs, solar installations, vehicle sales, and that's where most of their money is going to come from. So in the short term, it might actually be beneficial for Tesla to offer this purchase package within the app that allows you to spend a whole bunch of money up front, but now your car, even if it's a Model 3 or a Y, has free unlimited supercharging. In that way, via just a software update or enabling a little switch in your account, the value of the car is increased, depending on if Tesla would be okay if people sold their Model 3 or Model Y and kept free unlimited supercharging with that vehicle. Yeah, that would increase the value pretty greatly, because if someone could buy your car, okay, it's a little bit more than it would cost new, but they know they don't have to pay for supercharging miles anymore. Yeah, I could see why some people would be willing to pay more for that. But the other benefit Tesla may have to make a profit in this situation is someone who thinks they're actually going to be supercharging more than they really are. So maybe they buy the car, they start supercharging, and they realize, hey, this costs money, it's kind of annoying, I hate that I have to go out and when I charge it costs money just like paying for gas does, significantly less than gas, I know, but some people, for the sake of just putting putting their mind at ease and they don't want to worry about other variable expenses, may be willing to spend, a good 10 grand or more on the idea that they don't have to worry about supercharging anymore. So they think they're going to be on road trips a lot, or they think they're going to be driving this car a lot, but they've already committed to that purchase, so Tesla gets the bulk of that profit over the life of the vehicle, and now situations may change, or people will not go to superchargers as much as they originally thought they would, and if there's that negligence, and there's those people that aren't really utilizing that aftermarket purchase that Tesla offers, now Tesla gets to benefit from that, because they've paid for the bulk of the supercharging, basically for the life of the car, and whether they use it or not, Tesla gets to keep that revenue. So it's kind of like a upfront cost that in the long run, if you supercharge a lot, will end up saving you money, but Tesla gets that profit right up front, and people can add unlimited supercharging to their Model 3 and Y vehicles. So not saying everyone watching this video would do it. In fact, I think that most people probably wouldn't do it, because if you do the math on how much it costs to supercharge your vehicle, very few of you would probably see $10,000 or more being worth it in the long run. You would rather just pay for supercharging and not exceed 10 grand, because majority of you are charging from home anyway. But there are those people out there that can't charge from home for whatever reason, and some of you have to stop at a supercharger once a week because that's just the fastest and most efficient way for you to make sure your Tesla has range. Maybe for people like that, they would be willing to spend a large upfront cost. Tesla gets to benefit from that, and then you don't have to worry about paying for supercharging ever again. So yeah, certain people might use the system heavily, and Tesla could lose money on that, but at least they got the revenue of that supercharging up front, and they get access to that money now, and it may be offset by the number of people who purchase unlimited supercharging and don't quite take advantage of it and don't charge their vehicle up $10,000 worth. I definitely see the pros and cons. I don't think there's an easy answer, but I'm just encouraging a discussion. So please feel free to let me know what you're thinking about it down in the comments below. And by the way, there's no leaks or rumors suggesting they're adding this. This is just a speculation idea video, and I appreciate you clicking on it anyway for that reason. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.